Really dope. Really dope. What up? Today we're gonna talk about the main three or main genres of the fitness profession. So right now I'm eating my nasty, oh shit, I spilled some shit. Nasty ass oatmeal with protein powder added and then egg whites. So I'm not gonna eat the yolk, I'm just gonna peel the egg white off, throw the yolk in the trash, whatever. I made a video recently just about whether or not a exercise science degree was important. Today we'll kind of talk about a different area of fitness, which are kind of the three opportunities within fitness, whether you have a exercise science degree, kinesiology degree, or just a personal trainer or group exercise certification. So three main areas. Well, first, let me tell you where I started at. Right out of college, no experience. I was a collegiate athlete, so didn't have time to do internships or go volunteer or do any of that stuff. You know, all student athletes know when you're a student athlete, you there to be an athlete, all right? The student part, a lot of times, is secondary, especially when it comes to professional development for the next stage of your journey. But that's another story. I started off right out of college working at 24 Hour Fitness as a personal trainer. So further in the story, that would be considered a commercial gym. But I started off working at 24 Hour Fitness as a personal trainer. It was a good experience, good learning experience as far as throwing myself into the field, getting hired right away, right out of college. I actually got a referral from a close friend that was already working at 24 Hour Fitness. Shout out to Ernest for hooking me up with that reference. You know, pretty much allowing me to get my foot in the door without having to jump through a lot of hoops. Still grateful of that to this day. But the three main genres of fitness will be commercial, which will probably be the most popular, most advertised. You're driving down the street, that's what you're going to see. Most of the time, billboards, commercials, ads, pop-ups on your computer, all of that. That's, you know, more than likely what you're going to be geared towards. So that's going to be your 24 Hour Fitness, your LA Fitness, your Goals Gym, some other ones, Lifetime Fitness, Fitness Connection. Did I say Planet Fitness already? I may have, I don't know. But you get the gist, gyms like that. Then you have corporate fitness, which I'm currently in majority. My full-time job is in corporate fitness. So corporate fitness is where you have a client contract, you only serve one particular client or one particular tenant, or you could have a multi-tenant location, but it's all due to the specific contract, and you serve that particular environment or that, you know, particular demographic, and everything is more so specialized and discounted, if not free, you know, just depending on, you know, the budget and things of that nature. I'll go into deeper detail in a minute. And then the third one, which is the entrepreneur route, is going to be more so the privately owned gym or just a personal one-on-one or group exercise, freelance or outsourced training or fitness professional environment. So that's going to be people that's got their own brand, people that you see training at the park on the weekends, or somebody has opened up their own CrossFit gym across town and they're not connected to any major corporation. They're listed as a small business, LLC, you know, S Corp, things like that. You know, they doing their own taxes, or, you know, Rob and Susie opened up their own gym as a couple, and you know, they paying for everything out of pocket pretty much with the support of their community membership, etc. You got the gist on that. So let's talk about commercial. Let's talk about some of my subjective pros and cons when it comes to commercial. So Commercial, like I said, 24 Hour Fitness, Planet Fitness, Fitness Connection, Goals, LA Fitness, Dynamic Fitness, places like that. From a personal training perspective, I think it is a great opportunity for somebody who's just starting out, who just got certified, doesn't really know what to do, doesn't have a lot of experience. They need to get their feet wet. They need to know how to be protected under certain things, certain insurances, liabilities, certain leadership, depending on the actual leadership for that specific location, could be an added bonus. So, you could have a good fitness manager who tells you about how to sell better, or who positions you with certain clients, or who's able to see or assess your strength set and work on your weak areas, and so forth. Unfortunately, that's kind of hit or miss. A lot of managers in that environment, they're more so geared mentally towards sales. So a lot of times they're not necessarily trying to grow you as a professional. They're trying to grow your portfolio from a financial perspective, from a revenue and profit perspective, which you can't really point the finger at that. That's not a bad thing, but I'm always in the mentality to where, as though you make the person better, all of the rewards will come. So if my skill set is better, if my knowledge is better, if my application, practicality within the environment is better, then I'll make the sales, or I'll build better leads or better connections, and that will result in more profit and more revenue. Not everyone thinks like that. That's fine. I think like that. Everybody doesn't need to think like that. That's why we're all different and special in that way. But commercial fitness is good if you're just starting out, or if you're somebody who prefers that structure and that backing of a credible source, having a facility available, not really having to fight or push for or pay for your own marketing and things like that. There are a lot of successful trainers in the commercial setting due to some of those factors. A lot of people also enjoy some of the additional perks and benefits that are associated with some of those gyms, which is not a bad thing either. I think some of the cons are, it will be hard for you to scale your business on a larger scale once you hit a certain plateau within the company. You have to remember that you're still working for somebody. So, they're still going to always be taking a pretty significant percentage of your profit away at the end of the day, including taxes, or however the compensation structure is for that particular gym or organization. So, pros and cons for commercial fitness. All right, now, corporate fitness. The benefits to corporate fitness is that you serve one client, the client is set. You have a pretty consistent penetration as far as, or consistent rapport as far as who you're going to see on a daily basis. So, you'll have the same few hundred people hitting that door every day around the same time. You can get to know people at a high level. They're in the building, so you'll see them throughout the day. So it's a lot easier for you to build a lasting connection with people, for them to feel like, everybody's kind of a part of this same family, and you're not really looked at as like the personal trainer trying to close a sale, or trying to sign, or, get a free session or work a free session so that you can get them to sign and close on a deal or close on a package. So they see you more as a built-in part of their community, which also helps to bring more trust to the situation. It creates a better, more relaxed environment. In some cases, depending on your skill set at the moment, you could, get a lot of clients that way, just because they feel comfortable to just say, hey, let's just, if you got time today, let's come down and meet. I'll bring my checkbook, or if you guys take credit cards, we can do that. So you have that perk. The con with personal training in the corporate setting is that, once again, depending on that specific contract and that specific structure, and your specific manager at that particular site, you could, get hit with a lot of busy work because you're there every day for a certain amount of hours, or, you could have a fitness manager that still kind of has that commercial mindset. So they're pushing quotas, or they're pushing sales, or, you know, they want you to, you know, do a particular thing in the session, or they try to, you know, more so build a system around personal training versus kind of letting you have your own style within the system of the personal training brand for that location. And then, of course, you know, as always, because you're still working for somebody else, there will be a certain point where even if you're making more money or you're getting more clients in the corporate setting, there are always going to be a percentage taken out due to taxes and, you know, all of that stuff. But the other additional con too in corporate setting, especially if you're, you know, what they would consider a full-time personal trainer on staff, or maybe a health fitness specialist, which is what my company calls our, you know, full-time fitness professionals, is that, you know, you do have somewhat more of a guaranteed pay, guaranteed scale. You can sign up for benefits, 401k, all that type of stuff too. So that's also an additional con. Pro. A con to corporate, another con, sorry, going back and forth with this one. Another con is that finding opportunities for corporate fitness are slim. Job openings are not as high, not as nearly as high as they are in commercial fitness. So that could also be an issue. All right, I'm back. Homeboy knocked on my door. So that's pretty much wraps up the corporate side. So now we move into private. Some of the pros for private, of course, is you get to make all the money, you get to call your own shots and make your own rules. You know, you get to move and kind of work off your own schedule. You can, you know, be in full control of just about everything, your own branding, marketing, pay structure, how much you charge, how much you keep, all of that. Some other additional pros to having your own private setup is that, you know, in addition to being in control of everything, you can also branch out and work with, you know, other entities if you want. You can partner with other groups, or, you know, nutrition companies, supplement companies, other trainers if you want. You can run a bunch of different promo. You can kind of blow yourself up as best as you can from a marketing perspective. Some of the cons with that is that for some, the con is you do have to do everything, you know. So unless you're in a position to spend a lot of your profit or revenue on your marketing, or spend a lot of your time and energy on promoting yourself, if you're going into it by yourself, it could be a struggle. So if you don't already have kind of a base foundation for clients, or, you know, a base list of people who are recurring customers for you, whether it be one-on-one personal training, group classes, online training, fitness consultations, things of that nature, or, you know, boot camps in the park on the weekend or during the week or something like that. Starting with private or one-on-one can be tough until you've built up a base of clientele, a base of penetration as far as marketing and attendance for whatever you're doing, a base rapport with the community from a in-person perspective, social media perspective, having your website, and then also a lot of additional business factors go into it too. So you can be an amazing personal trainer, an amazing group exercise instructor. You could have the best personality in the world. Everybody may want to work with you, but if you don't have enough business savvy and you don't file your taxes, or you're not registered, or you don't have your, you know, LLC or, you know, proper paperwork in place, you know, you could, you know, really be out of business within a year. Just because if you're making a bunch of money and you're just throwing a whole bunch of cash in the bank, or you're not putting any cash in the bank, or, you know, government can't really see what you're doing, then they, you know, depending on how much money you make too, you know, be real about that. You know, it can really be a tough thing long term with any business, you know, if you don't have those types of business factors in order. So if you're going to go into the private or one-on-one route, or have your own kind of brand and business route, make sure that as you're starting, or before you start, or before you cross over into that arena, or if you want to take a big risk and start off in that arena, make sure you do a lot of research on the rules and protocols and systems and all of that shit. Because I know me personally, I also do one-on-one private training, online training as well, on top of corporate wellness. And I can tell you, even in a management position in corporate, I am not, you know, well versed with rules and systems and protocol. They pay me to make decisions. They pay me to build teams. They pay me to develop young personal trainers and young professionals in the field. They train me to get people to think and be aware of certain things. I am not good at Excel sheets. I am not good at doctrines and fine print and all of that stuff. So I do my best to either outsource that information or do a ton of research on that stuff, because my brain does not naturally go to that space, okay? My brain naturally goes into how to figure out this person's strength sets, or how to figure out how to maximize this person's potential, or how to figure out where to place them in the best, you know, position for success, or how to have a conversation with them about what needs to happen next, or how to brainstorm, you know, particular situations, or, you know, make them become more aware of certain things or increase their skill set. That's where my brain goes. My brain doesn't go to filling out paperwork and reading it 10 times because I may have missed something. Don't go there. You know, so if you're somebody, your brain naturally goes there, you like admin work, you like a bunch of paperwork, you're more prone to rules and protocol and systems and things like that, then that part of it will be perfect for you. With that being said, another con to one-on-one training is that you have to make sure that you stay engaged and you keep everything fresh. So, you know, you have to be on the hustle, on the grind, on a daily basis, you know, day in, day out, on social media, doing promos, creating videos, providing content, a lot of it free content, because you have to bait people, you know, to come over and then buy something from you in the future, right? But you have to add value first. So, you know, you may end up doing a lot of free stuff, which is why I say, you know, you have to make sure that going into it, you have some type of solid foundation, and some type of base of marketing, clientele, funding, whether it be liquid, you know, or credit. Be careful with credit, but, you know, liquid or credit situation in order to, you know, really put yourself out there the right way and really get everything kick-started without having to take a loss on the back end. So yeah, those are the main three areas of fitness, some of the pros and cons with that. If you got any questions, leave a comment, hit me on the DM, Instagram, send me an email, whatever you got to do. Let me know how y'all like the video, subscribe, follow, do all of that stuff, and I'll see y'all next time.